Good everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. So in the previous episode, I talked about briefly touch about the future methods. Today, I'm going to show you how it looks like in a code. Um, so just to give you an idea, right? So normally the future methods are very powerful when you wanted to do a callout, right? Or if you wanted to do an apex processing, right? So that the system not consume the resources available. So what I'm going to do, I will show you a very simple example of the future method. In real life scenario, I won't be using the trigger to perform this option because I can use flows. So what I'm going to do, so this is an account, right? So account has a related contacts. So these are the related contacts. Um, so when I mark the active status of the account to false, right? It will go and to the contact active status to false as well. So right now it is ticked. So when I say, okay, I want account to be false, you can mark the contact as false. This could be a scenario, right? For instance, when you are interfacing with say an external system and which is like an accounting system where you have a master data which is a master data store and you maintain the account in the Salesforce. So usually what happens is that when you wanted to mark an account as inactive, it should go and mark the account inactive in account system as well, right? So you can use feature methods, you can do an external callout to do so, which is pretty straightforward. But one of the things I just wanted to mention, please do not use future method inside the loop. It's a very bad practice, right? So I'm going to show you a code, which is pretty basic code, nothing fancy here. So I go to the account here, account object here. So this is a trigger code, right? This is a very dumb trigger code. So what I'm doing is that, just creating a list. It's not even a good code. It's just a messy garbage code, I would say, but just don't worry about the trigger side of the things. The main focus should be to show you about the feature methods. So I created a list and I'm checking if it's active is not equal to yes. I'm creating an ID and then I'm passing it to a future method. This is a helper which contains a future method. So the reason why I've done it, to just pay attention here, you should not be putting this inside the loop. Okay. So some people I've seen they do, okay, I'll pass the future method inside the loop. It's a disaster. Okay. Also, the future method only support primitive data type. Okay. So if you create a class, right, and wanted to pass it as a param, it does not work for the future method. So remember those things. Okay, let's go to the so this is a helper, account helper I created. This is how you define a method if you wanted to see as a future method. There's nothing fancy here, right? Because it runs in an asynchronous way. So what I'm doing is that I'm getting a list of account ID, getting from a contact, and setting the status to false, right? If you wanted to make it as, say, for instance, if you wanted to use it as a part of a web service, just put the callout equals to true, right? That will take care of it. So that's how you normally do with the future method, right? So I did this code before just to save time. So I'm pretty sure you guys know how to get the contact contact based on account. So this is what I'm doing and adding it to a list and just doing it. Okay. So let's run it and see what happens. So what I'll do, I'll just make it to just go to contact and go to details. Just going to do here. Just going to do no. So yes. Just go to the related contact. And just going to do Dave. Right. And details. Voila. It's become inactive. That's pretty simple, right? It's doing in an asynchronous way, right? It's not, like I said, if you wanted to do, in a synchronous way, then you have to use a synchronous approach, right? So this is pretty much the future methods all about. Pretty simple, right? And this is the things you should know for your certification as well, when to use future methods. Limitation of a future method, can you use future method inside the loop? No, you can't. because it will hit the limit, right? Sometimes I've seen that people using the future method inside the code because they assume that, oh, the loop will run only 2 times in the callout. Please don't do such kind of things. That's a very bad practice, right? I mean, I this is what I wanted to cover, right? I mean, so yeah, that's pretty much. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Adios.